What happens when silence becomes louder than truth, and love is forced to stand in the middle of a storm it never invited? In the early hours of today, one statement changed the temperature of the entire entertainment industry. Su Kai spoke. Clearly, firmly, and without hesitation, he drew a line between rumor and reality, publicly defending his love for Tan Songyun and shutting down the swirling speculation linking him to Cheng Xiao. This was not damage control. This was a declaration. Right now, right before the next revelation, is your chance to stay connected. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another powerful story, another shocking twist, or another unforgettable journey. For weeks, whispers had been growing louder. A glance caught by a camera, a coincidental schedule overlap, an edited clip circulating faster than facts. As always, the rumor machine did what it does best, turning fragments into fantasies and assumptions into headlines. Cheng Xiao's name was pulled into the narrative, not by evidence, but by imagination. And suddenly, a story began to write itself without the consent of anyone involved. Until Su Kai decided to take the pen back. His response did not come wrapped in theatrics or vague statements. It was direct, unmistakable. He acknowledged the noise, rejected the false narrative, and centered his truth where he believed it belonged, with Tan Songyun. In an industry where ambiguity is often safer than honesty, his words landed with the weight of intention. Because this was not just about denying a rumor. It was about choosing love publicly in a culture that often demands privacy at the cost of clarity. Su Kai's rise has always been marked by a careful balance of charm and restraint. He rarely feeds speculation. He rarely reacts, which is precisely why this moment feels seismic. When someone known for silence decides to speak, the message carries gravity. Fans felt it instantly. The tone was not defensive. It was protective. Protective of Tan Songyun. Protective of truth. Protective of boundaries. Tan Songyun, long admired for her warmth, professionalism, and emotional intelligence, has consistently avoided the chaos of rumor culture. Her career has been built on craft, not controversy. Yet, as is often the case, proximity to love places women under harsher microscopes. Su Kai's defense was not just romantic. It was respectful. He positioned her not as a subject of gossip, but as a partner worthy of dignity. And then there is Cheng Xiao, an equally talented figure who found herself unwillingly written into a story that was never hers to begin with. Su Kai's clarification did something rare. It closed the door on misinterpretation without shifting blame. No insinuations. No subtle digs. Just a clean separation between fiction and fact. That restraint matters. Because scandals may attract attention, but character defines legacy. What makes this moment resonate so deeply is the timing. The industry is currently saturated with manufactured intimacy and strategic ambiguity. Relationships are teased for engagement, denied for convenience, and revived when headlines grow cold. Against that backdrop, Su Kai's choice to stand firm feels almost rebellious. He did not tease. He did not deflect. He did not let the narrative drag on for weeks. He ended it. Social media reacted in waves. Support poured in from fans who had grown tired of watching speculation hurt real people. Others expressed shock, not at the confirmation of love, but at the courage it took to say it out loud. In comment sections and fan spaces, a single phrase repeated again and again. This is what respect looks like. Because love, when real, does not hide behind ambiguity forever. It may protect itself quietly, but when challenged unfairly, it stands. This moment may pass from trending lists in days. New rumors will rise. New names will cycle into the spotlight. But what will remain is the image of a man who chose clarity over comfort, and a relationship defended not with grand gestures, but with honesty. In an industry built on illusion, that honesty feels almost radical. So the real question is no longer about rumors or names pulled into false narratives. The real question is this. In a world addicted to speculation, how many more stories would change if people spoke the truth before the rumor wrote it for them? Today, Su Kai answered that question in his own way. And the echo of that answer is still traveling. And as the immediate shock begins to settle, a deeper conversation quietly takes its place. Because what Su Kai did was more than defend a relationship. He challenged an unspoken rule of the industry, the rule that says silence is safer, that ambiguity is smarter, that letting rumors burn themselves out is the price of fame. For years, that rule has protected careers while quietly damaging people. And in one deliberate moment, he chose not to follow it. Behind the scenes, industry watchers noted how rare this move truly is. Public clarifications are often filtered through agencies, softened into neutral phrasing, stripped of emotion. Su Kai's response carried something different. Ownership. It did not feel negotiated. It felt personal. That distinction is why it resonated so strongly. For Songyun, this moment subtly shifted the narrative that often surrounds women in high-profile relationships. Instead of being left to endure speculation alone, she was placed clearly, publicly, and respectfully at the center of the truth. Not as a rumor, not as a placeholder, but as the person Su Kai chose to stand beside. That visibility matters more than headlines. Fans noticed it in the language, in the certainty, in the refusal to entertain alternative storylines. There was no room left for interpretation, and that, in today's rumor-driven ecosystem, is a powerful act. It doesn't invite debate. It closes it. Meanwhile, the Cheng Xiao speculation faded as quickly as it rose. Not because of outrage or backlash, but because clarity leaves little oxygen for fantasy. When truth arrives early and cleanly, gossip has nowhere to grow. The absence of drama in Su Kai's statement became its greatest strength. What followed was something unexpected.
Calm.
Fan communities that had been tense softened. Arguments dissolved. Support replaced suspicion. Even casual observers acknowledged the maturity of the response. In a landscape where chaos often drives engagement, peace felt almost unfamiliar. And perhaps that is why this moment will be remembered. Not as a scandal, not as a confrontation, but as a turning point. Su Kai did not elevate his love story into a spectacle. He normalized it. He reminded audiences that affection does not need mystery to be meaningful, and commitment does not require constant performance. Sometimes, the most powerful statement is simply refusing to let others speak for you. As days pass and attention inevitably shifts, the industry will move on. New dramas will premiere. New rumors will attempt to take shape. But this episode leaves behind a quiet lesson, one rarely taught but deeply felt. That boundaries are not weakness. That clarity is not reckless. That love, when defended with respect, does not diminish a career. It strengthens it. So when this chapter is eventually looked back on, it may not be remembered for the rumors that tried to rise, but for the moment they were stopped before they could do real damage. A moment when one voice chose honesty over strategy. And in doing so, reminded everyone watching that truth, spoken at the right time, still has the power to silence the noise.